no one likes to apologize. It places the person at the mercy of the person who has been wronged, and because of people's egos, that's the last thing we want to do. Um, Interpersonal relations are typically governed by a kind of power dynamic. This is something a philosopher like Michel Foucault understood very well. Whether you're talking about individual relations or relations between structures of power, institutions, and individuals, power infuses everything human beings do. And so when one apologizes, you're basically putting someone else above you. And again, no one likes to do that. Now, from the point of view of the person wronged, I think it's easy to forgive if you hold that person, the person who's apologizing, contemptible. If you find that person beneath you, you can forgive that person. And this is something Nietzsche really emphasizes. He talks about mercy as the privilege of the strong, that they are above it all, above the fray. So, what do I care about my parasites? Let them prosper. It was one of my favorite quotes, something along those lines. And I think the second essay of the genealogy of morals. If you're that strong, you don't need to worry about those beneath you, and so it's easy to forgive. But that type of forgiveness, I think, is, again, as symptomatic of Nietzsche. It's a function of the ego. Like, you're so strong, you as an individual are above it, so you have the power to forgive. I think there's another, more noble, more beautiful type of forgiveness, which is one based on compassion without any contempt, where you don't hold that person apologizing contemptible, where you don't think of that person beneath you, but you feel genuine compassion for his or her suffering. You don't want to put that person down. You want that person to feel better, to alleviate that person's suffering without justifying what they did. But it's all about recognizing that it comes from ignorance, and you want to help that ignorance. And that's the compassion of the Buddha. On and or a kind of parallel structure, you see something like gratitude. Instead of being wronged, gratitude is a function of the expression of someone who has reaped the benefits of someone else's generosity. They didn't have to do anything, and yet they did it. And most people do not feel gratitude, unfortunately, for the things others do for them generously. Because, sadly, again, it's a matter of the ego. If you express gratitude, you're saying, oh, this person has given me something. I am beneath them. That's the mindset, unfortunately, of people oftentimes. And genuine gratitude, again, is a reflection of a person recognizing that the ego does not matter, that they are receiving something of benefit, freely given by someone or something even, nature, freely and superfluously. And this is something people, these are virtues or attitudes that people recognize as good, being grateful, being forgiving, but rarely are they practiced in a way that I think is genuine, without these power structures coming into play, without people feeling either above or feeling like they're demeaning themselves. And that's all, again, a reflection of our egos. To be grateful for what people do for you, genuinely grateful, to forgive people for the wrongs that they have done, genuinely forgive. It's a matter of renouncing the ego, and saying that there's something more important, that we're all connected, that any quote-unquote evil that is done is a matter, a human evil at least. It's a matter of ignorance. It's not a matter of anything more than that. And it's a hard thing to cultivate. But that's why it demands practice. That's why, again, meditation is so critical to train our bodies, which are an extension of our minds. And this mind-body duality, as I've said before, is ultimately false. but what, it's the language we use, and that's how our bodies and minds come together and recognize the interconnection with all people and the universe as a whole. And so I keep recommending meditation, this course on Vipassana meditation. It's not magic, it's not mystical. It's something that was too long neglected. But that's a way to diminish the ego so people can once again practice genuine gratitude and forgiveness. All right, thanks.